New Frontier Data is a group that crunched some numbers for us on the issue of legalization of marijuana. Look at the results. Legal marijuana could generate more than $132 billion in federal tax revenue and 1 million jobs. Okay, pound the gavel, because what this means is everybody who considers themselves a fiscal conservative, a deficit hawk, or a free market libertarian kind of character, or even if you just lean in that direction, for economic reasons alone, you should be in favor of legalizing marijuana. 1 million jobs created. 1 million over a decade. $132 billion in federal tax revenue. I don't know why anybody would say no to that, because you have deficit reduction, economic boom, private job creation, as well as increased freedom and liberty. So where's the downside? I don't see a downside. The downside is what? You have your consciousness tweaked for the better every now and then because you could legally take a substance. That's awesome. So this is based on the idea that marijuana is legal in all 50 states. So this is if marijuana was legal in all 50 states. Over a decade, this would be the case. And they crunched the numbers based on an estimated 15% retail sales tax, and payroll tax deductions and business tax revenue. Now there is, I think, a mistake in the data though, because what they did is they assumed a 35% corporate tax rate for this study. So the bulk of this was done before the tax bill passed. Trump's tax bill passed. Now that Trump's tax bill passed, the corporate tax rate went from 35% to 21%. So there's a giant cut in that rate. So it's not going to be $132 billion in revenue. It might be, I don't know, closer to $100 billion or whatever, but you can crunch the numbers on it. It's still a gigantic fuck ton of money that everybody should be in favor of. But, of course, we're still dragging our feet, and we're dragging our feet because the Republicans are stuck in the year 1952, and they think they're somehow being moral by taking away your freedom and your liberty to put in your body what you want to put in your body. And also, of course, there are some pharmaceutical companies that lobby against legalization of marijuana. There are some alcohol companies that do it, tobacco companies that do it, because they say this is our competition. And then also you have the DEA is really against legalization because many of the jobs in the DEA are dependent upon marijuana being illegal, so that, they can, we're going to go get the bad guys who are doing nothing wrong. So you're overcoming the momentum of a giant system here, and it's hard to do. But what we've seen to this point is 8 states have legalized recreational marijuana. And the federal government is starting to push back against it more now with Jeff Sessions' idiotic crackdown. But hopefully the correct side will prevail. And if given enough time, I think that will happen. But we all have to fight to have our voices heard. Because as of right now, 60% of the American people, 61% actually, are in favor of legalization of marijuana. It's time to make the government catch up to the will of the people in what's supposed to be a representative democracy.